Well, welcome everybody. Dylan over here at the Caden Academy, and I just wanted to take a moment and shoot a video while it's on my mind. I have been in business for myself for close to 20 years. So there's a lot that I've learned, and hopefully these videos I continue to share with you all. I can help you avoid some of the mistakes that I've made in my life. And one of those mistakes is getting into business, or even getting into, even if it's not business, even into a relationship, whether it's a friendship or an intimate relationship or a relationship with family, even sometimes getting into relationships with destructive people in your life. There are just some people in this world that, by their nature alone, are just destructive. Many of them are completely oblivious to this. Many of them are not aware that they're even destructive people. They're just going about their life. And without getting too far into why these people are the way they are, a lot of it probably has to deal with somebody's upbringing as well, their culture, their environment, and things like that. But I don't want to get into that. What I want to do is I want to help you all improve your lives and improve your relationship and bring more peace to your life and bring more peace to your business. And one of the ways that you can do that is to be very, very aware of destructive people in your life. And so as we're listening to this video right now, think about, in your life, do you have peace? Do you have people that are bringing chaos, destruction, drama, things like that to your life? Do you have people on your Facebook account? Do you have people on your social media accounts? Do you have friends and family members? Um, it's critical that you begin to identify these people and put boundaries in place to either remove them from your life or contain them from your life. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you all why these people are destructive, some tips on how to identify destructive people, because that was something that I always had a challenge with. Is I let so many people into my life that ended up just creating chaos in my business and in my personal life. And I kept asking myself, why do I continue to allow these types of people in our life? So I got really good at being able to identify these characteristics. I'm going to share with you some things to look for in terms of destructive people, and also how to contain or remove those destructive people for your life. And again, this is important so that you can begin to distance yourself. They say in business and in life that you are the sum total of, say, the top three people that you spend the most time with. You become them. And so one of the things we used to say in coaching and in business is that if you want to be a millionaire, start hanging around millionaires, and you will be lifted up to their level and you will become a millionaire. If you want to become, a billionaire, the same thing, right? And so on. But the same is true for the people that you spend the most time with in your life. If they're destructive, chaos driven, gossip driven, whatever the case might be, type of people, then they're going to impact you. They're going to impact your personality. They're going to impact the way that you think. And it's important that if you want to move away from that type of life and begin to attract peace into your life and begin to attract calm into your life, that you begin to get those people out of your circle and associate with people that are uplifting you and bringing positivity in your life. Because it's not fun to live life that way, right? So maybe it is for you. Maybe you're a destructive person watching this video, and you'll know you are, because if what I'm saying to you doesn't resonate and it kind of hurts you in some way, then that means it's hurting your ego and you might be a destructive person. Okay. But if that's not happening to you, if you're not getting creepy crawlies as you watch this video, you're probably not a destructive person, and it's important to remove them from your life. Okay. So I wrote down a few notes here on my screen. I just kind of wanted to go over with you all. Um, it doesn't matter if it's business partners, employees, friends, and family. Some people just drain your energy. They derail you from your goals. They keep you from peace. And there's a couple quotes that I'm reminded of. There's an old quote that says, hurt people hurt people. And all destructive people might not necessarily be hurt, but they do share a very similar pattern, and that's they create chaos, unfortunately. And actually, I've got a book here behind me. If you all want to read a really good book, it's called, you can see how good it is. You can see all the tabs in here, but this is a book by Wayne Dyer. He's one of my favorite people. I just come to him time and time again. I've yet to see, he's one of the few people on earth that really can articulate, and he studied a lot of the world religions and philosophies, and he can articulate it in such a way that just doesn't offend people. And so I've always admired him. But one of the things that he had actually mentioned when I was reading this book on this topic is an old manuscript that was found. I don't know what century it was in, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of this manuscript, but I wrote it down. It's called Desiderata, Desiderata. And in that manuscript, the quote says, "Avoid a loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to the spirit." And Wayne Dyer actually added to that, these type of people literally keep you away from peace. And so it's important to follow kind of this ancient wisdom as well, knocking on our door. It said it right there, avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexations to your spirit. So I'm going to help you guys identify some common characteristics in destructive people. Okay, so some red flags to watch out for, and I wrote a few down here. You'll know that you're dealing with a destructive person if you notice signs of constant drama or conflict around them. If they gossip often, if there's a lot of negativity or passive aggressive language. Some other characteristics: they diminish your vision or cast doubt on your directions. Um, Destructive people are generally manipulative people. They're always twisting facts, always trying to control the narrative. They're highly reactive a lot of times, unpredictable. They can be overly aggressive, even if it's subtle. Destructive people generally have a lack of accountability, i.e., they're always blaming others. And so, who in your life is always blaming others, right? That can be a kind of a red flag to look out for. And they tend to be jealous, and they mask this jealousy a lot of times as feedback. So, there's another quote that I keep in mind. Um, You'll feel it in your body. Your peace fades when they enter the room. This is not intuition, that's wisdom. And so learn to trust your gut as well too, right? So if you just have this kind of spider sense, this tingling sense about this individual, learn to trust your gut. And so if you've made it this far in the video, I like to interact with you all. And so if there's something that's coming to mind, if there's destructive people in your life, if there's thoughts or patterns that you want to um, put out there or need help with, comment as you're watching this video. Who in your life is causing, or what? It doesn't even have to be a person. It could be things as well, like social media. Is that causing a lot of chaos and destruction and negativity in your life? Put it in the comments and share with me. I like to interact with you all. I like to help you all. I do read the comments, and so take a moment and comment as you're watching the video. Now, I want to move into how do we remove or contain destructive people in our lives? And sometimes, like if you were me, I was in business with some very destructive people fairly recently as well too. And though we were stuck in business and we were stuck in contracts with each other, I couldn't necessarily just remove them immediately from my life, but I could put them in a box and I could contain how I interact with them, when I interact with them, until I could eventually get them out of my life as well too. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and some framework on how to remove or contain destructive people as well. So option one is the best, right? If we can immediately remove them from our lives, we can do that by just simply ending the relationship. We can part ways professionally. And if it comes down to it, remember, these are destructive people and you might just need to ghost them. Peace over politeness as well. So the quicker you can get them out, the better for you. Now, if you can't remove these people immediately from your life, then there's things that you can do to contain them. And so, one of the ways is to limit communication to a structured format. If you can, just very kind of non emotional communication, whether it be through email or through text. Try to avoid phone calls with these people if possible as well. So you can limit how and what medium that you use to communicate with them. Most importantly, you can set firm boundaries, times, topics, locations that you communicate with these types of people. You could be an employee, and this just could be, a colleague in your business that's sitting across from a table or in a cubicle or an office with you as well. So you can do that. You can use the box method. So that really means just kind of interacting with them on your own terms. You're putting them, kind of think of, in a box or a container, and you're going to set the rules on how and when you interact with them. And another quote comes to mind. Maybe this will help you. It says, I control when and how this person has access to me, not the other way around. And so maybe that's an affirmation that you need to adapt. So if you've identified some destructive people in your life, maybe adapt that affirmation to yourself. Put a stop flag up and say, no, 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 no. I control when and how I interact with this person. I control when and how this person has access to me, not the other way around. Remember, this is your life. This is your show, not theirs. So when we talk even in business and productivity, there's this mindset of, either you're in control of your day and you're running your day, or it's the other way around. Your clients are running your day. And you definitely don't want your clients running your day. You want to be control of your day and your time and your schedule. And actually, it's best for your clients that happens. But the same thing when it comes to destructive people, you've got to think about it like this is your life, not theirs. And you need to take control of your life. And it's not the other way around. Okay. Emotional detachment is an important one. And so a lot of times when we're dealing with destructive people, we're human beings, right? We've got these bodies, we've got these emotions that we have to process and deal with. And this could be an entirely different video, but I think so many of the challenges that we have in the world today is really just kind of a lack of people learning to control and learning to deal with their emotions. And so we let the emotions lead us. We lash out, we burst out. We don't rise above, right? We kind of get stuck in this low level frequency, this low level survival mode type of stuff. And it takes considerable amount of time and practice and training. And the older you get, the harder and longer that takes to be able to kind of rise above these survival kind of mindsets and mechanisms. And if you go back into the past, these things are important because it's really just your biology saying to you, I want to survive, there's danger. Well, very few of us live in a world today where somebody yelling at you, somebody being destructive, somebody calling you a name, somebody stealing from you or cheating from you is not going to result in death, right? It's kind of what your body is saying to you. Whoa, this person's dangerous, I gotta protect myself. But the vast majority of us, especially in developed countries like the United States as well, though at times it might feel like you're living in survival, your needs are being met. A lot of these things are not harmful, like your body is saying and reacting to you. And so learning to control those initial reactions, learning to control those emotions as well. Man, there could be so much more peace in this world if we all grew up, or schools taught, or religious institutions taught, how do we process our emotions? How do we process our initial reactions? And to take time and process those in a way that's not destructive, like the people we're talking about as well. So one of the best things that you can do is just detach emotionally. Um, don't try to change these people. Trust me. Okay, I've for many years, I have tried to help and lead people that act in these manners, and it's just like when it comes to health or anything in life. Like you're not going to change anybody unless they want to be changed, and that starts with that person being aware that change even needs to begin with. And so it's not you're not going to change them. No matter how much you want to, no matter how much you try, the best thing you can do is lead by example. Let them see how you react in these types of situations. Let people see you rise above. Let people see you be in control of your emotions. And that's the best way that I have found to try to help people, is just focus on yourself and lead by example. So detach emotionally. Don't try to change them. Certainly don't argue or explain to them. Just act with calm authority. These types of people love to argue. They love to manipulate. They love to control the narrative. That can be completely way out there, by the way. So don't engage in that with them, okay? See their patterns, not their potential, okay? So peace is a choice, and it begins with who you allow into your space. You don't need to fix destructive people. You need to protect your energy. Okay. So start paying attention. Who in your life brings peace and who in your life brings noise? I'll say that again. Who in your life brings peace and who in your life brings noise? And then you'll know exactly what to do. So think about it as you're watching this video. What changes? Put them in the comments below. Are there social media apps you need to avoid or get rid of? Are there people in your life? What are you going to do differently starting today to bring more peace into your life? Share it in the comments below. And if you haven't already, um, I'm over at the Caden Academy. Caden Academy focuses quite a bit on mindset, productivity, high performance tactics and tips, and all types of stuff. We do one-on-one coaching. What I wanted to share with you all is that if you head over to the cadenacademy.com and sign up for our newsletter, that is such a wonderful resource. So this YouTube channel is great as well. But every Friday, I'm putting out new content. I'm adding to that newsletter as well, too. And so if you could benefit from mindset, productivity tips and tricks, operating in life from a high performance standpoint, then go to cadenacademy.com, sign up for that newsletter. And every 5 to 7 days, you're going to get some awesome content and some awesome resources, more than what you're seeing here on the YouTube channel as well. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully this added some value to you. If it did, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.